Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Veronica Patic, and I have a project where I interview people. And one of my guests is Flory Niculescu today. And we are going to talk about spirituality. Stay with us. We hope you will get a lot of information and insights out of this discussion. Hi, Flory.
Hello, hello there. How are you?
Could you tell about yourself? Where are you coming from, and what are you doing for life?
Oh, I was born in Transylvania. I was born in Romania. It's a very beautiful place to be born in. But as if I'm here today, I know that I had to be here. So today I live in Tuscany, Italy, and I have been here for 18 years now. So this became kind of home, even if I know that I won't stay here because I feel like there is more of it.
Lovely. I am in UK, and yeah, I'm happy. I'm from Moldova, and we have in common our language, mother tongue, which is Romanian language.
Super.
And we managed to meet each other on SFM platform, where I discovered Flory through her 90-day video journey, where she was sharing about her life, her thoughts and experience. And today I would like Flory to tell us about her spiritual journey. How did you reach to your awakening, Flory?
Well, every time I speak about this, it's a blessing for me because I'm very, very grateful for the universe holding me in this frequency. I have started this kind of openness, I can say, about 5 years ago when I first read The Secret, which it was a bomb at that time, and everybody was talking about it, and I was so curious about what this book means. And when I started reading it, I started laughing, because it was a kind of aha moment. It was like, this is so simple. I mean, I realized that I create my own reality through thought. And even if today I don't label it as a spiritual book, but at that time it was the right book for the energy I was, living in, and for the state of mind and the level of consciousness I was in that period. It was the right thing that opened that inner space to realize that I need to, control a little bit and to have some direction. That was a magic moment. I read it many times. Then I saw a movie, and then I started meditate, all much or less the same. Like, we started with the law of attraction meditations, and then I started to study angiology and neurology, and I got very deep into this. And as if it said that when the student is ready, the master shows up, then I start to find teachers that were resonating much deeper with what I wanted to learn and to remember. Because spirituality, in my humble vision, is not more than learning, is a remembering. Because you remember, because learning implies that there is something you don't know, but the informations are all in our DNA, so everything is inside of. So what it's more a recognition of the self. You remember who you are because you recognize the informations as being true. So Eckhart Tolle came up with his teachings, and I started to practice presence, and then a kind of a new level started, and then I went into a spiritual journey to India, and I had a Kundalini awakening, and that was a magic moment that radically changed my life. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting that you speak about the movie Secret. And I realized that actually intuitively I was applying the technique of visualization and the law of attraction without knowing that actually it is something that works. I don't know why, but I was a very introvert person, and I liked to dream. I'm a dreamer. And I project in the future what my life should be, and in many cases it became true. So the movie Secret was a confirmation that I was doing right. Yeah.
Yeah, well, today, I don't know, if I go and see the movie or if I open the book, I do not resonate anymore with that, because where I am today, at a level of consciousness, I know that it doesn't serve to my inner growth anymore. I mean, it no longer serves me in that way that served me years ago, because today I know that I can create through thought. I know that money isn't all there is. I know that money is energy. I know how to go into that flow where I can manifest that as a bright byproduct, as like when giving and receiving become one. So, yeah, there is a time when you realize that you don't need time. So it's much or less the same analogy.
Yeah. You were talking about your how the student is ready and the teacher is coming. So from my life experience, I know that there are two ways to awakening or to the truth. And one is learning by learning, and another one is by paying. So what way was for you? Because sometimes, you know, we are taught, being children even, do that or don't do that, you know, and you have to choose, shall I listen or blindly follow what I'm taught, or I have to follow my path. So there are two ways, I know. One is learning, another is the way of pain, where you learn by your mistakes. And I tell my children that they have to choose which path they want to follow in different aspects of our lives.
When you are warning them,
I'm
yes.
warning them, listen, that is going to happen if you will carry on doing that way or that way. So in your case, what was your path? Path of learning or path of pain?
Well, I guess a little both of them, because when I started to learn, I mean, when I start to remember and to, it's when I started pay was learning through paying, I was learning through remembering, I was waking up. But, you know, paying, I don't know for me if it's the right word, because I was just recognizing the right lesson of what I was doing, because if it's the mind that is labeling something as good and or bad. So when you grow as a soul in consciousness, you realize that there is not good or bad, because awakening gets you out of the dimension of duality. So what before you labeled as negative, today is just a lesson. So you don't pay anymore. It just is. It is as it is. You have opened your heart to full acceptance, and that gives you that kind of inner vision to realize that what are you doing, and give you a kind of a different consequence, okay, not as you want it to. You know that it was like this because it's according to the law cause and effect, that you done that, this is the response. So the next time you will do this and you will have a different response. So this is my vision. And I would like to mention here that I guess a month ago I was sitting on my balcony in silence with myself. And because I don't know, I don't see meditation as I was seeing it before, as something I was doing. I'm doing meditation. Well, meditation is just being and recognizing your, you know, your thoughts, observing. And I just asked a question, and I said, what is that I don't fully know? But I mentioned the word fully. What is that I don't fully know? And when I went to sleep, I woke up, and Eckhart Tolle came into my dream, and it was a kind of guest into my home. He was lying right next to me. He was holding my hand. He was looking in my eyes. The peace that I was feeling in his eyes was, wow, it was something so beautiful. And he looked in my eyes and he said, free, freedom is full acceptance. Freedom is full acceptance. And I woke up and I was like, look at the world. I mean, I ask, what is that I fully don't know? Because I accept, but I don't accept it fully. And this is what caused me some suffering sometimes, because I only half accepted. My mind get entangled with some stuff in there, but when I fully accept, that is when I feel free. So thank you, Eckhart. It was a very powerful message. So yeah, acceptance of what is.
Totally resonate with that. Yeah, and you know, acceptance is so powerful. And by the way, by the learning, when you learn, it's like you accumulate and absorb information. But if you don't live it through, it doesn't become knowledge. So the information is turning into knowledge when you experience that. It was for me because I'm a learner and always I was reading a lot of books, but it was on my intellectual, mental level. And I tried to figure it out with my mind, you know, and sometimes it drives you into an illusion and into something artificial which you create within your mind, and it's not fully experienced by your heart. So for me, yeah. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, it came just as a flash into into my consciousness, that mind always speaks first because it thinks that it knows. Ego takes credit for all your knowledge, and that is why it's very easy for the spiritual seekers to go and be trapped in the spiritual ego trap. I've been there, and it took a little time to understand it. Mind always pretends to know, while consciousness doesn't need that.
And yeah, humility, it comes with purity. You have to clean yourself, your body at all levels. And you mentioned about, it was something important I just wanted to say about that one.
You said, yes, you said that you have always tried to understand information with your mind.
Yes. And I wanted to connect my mind with my heart, but it was so difficult, you know, it was almost impossible, but I was so curious. And I always wanted to feel, you know, have connection with my feelings, not only with my thoughts, but feelings, feel that in my body. All experience which, or all knowledges I was collecting from spiritual books. And I think it comes in time with life experience when you can't escape going through pain. And the pain, it's not something like a punishment, but it is a process of learning. I don't know if anybody can have a life without pain and without learning a lesson from going through the pain.
Yeah, well, I could call it the effect of the causes. I mean, if you want a different effect, just change the cause. I could say that what we are living today is the effect of a cause that the humanity should change, which is the mental activity. That is the deepest root of everything. If you can control that, and if you have enough space to realize that thought is dancing into the consciousness that you are, then you can realize that you are the subject and the thoughts are the objects, but you don't have to identify with that. So I've been there into my deepest meditations after India, and I've touched that Samadhi place where I realized that I am consciousness without thought, but thought cannot exist without me. So thought cannot absolutely exist without a consciousness where to dance in, where to move in. So everything is more or less as traffic. Joy is a traffic, is an emotion, right? Like a thought that generates, because if you are thinking right now as something that bad that happened to you 20 years ago, and you start to nourish that the mind will translate it into a memory, and it will cause you an emotion into your body. So an emotion is an energy in motion, which means it's not constant. It goes like that. You can make it move, and as it comes, it goes. And if you would be the emotion itself, you would be gone with it, but you're not. You stay. So what doesn't change is you, the real you. What comes and goes is part of your personality. And even in Greek language or Latin language, personality comes from persona, which is translated with mask. I mean, this is obvious that we are much more than we think we are. So yeah, cause and effect, like, the payment that you were talking about. This is the effect of the cause that you are choosing. So choose a different cause. Change that mindset and you will have a different effect. That is the fundamental law, and that is my humble vision, and I live my life through that. And I saw that it's a wonderful way to live like this.
Wonderful, yeah, wonderful, totally. That's why when I became so aware about that, the law of cause and effect, I just translated that into my children's minds and plant seeds all the time and just tell them, look, you have to be aware of the law of cause and effect. And also is important what you are speaking, your words, because I've realized in my life, in my previous relationship, that if somebody is saying something, that is materializing, because when you say something, we are all one, in reality, this creation is all one. And when you speak to somebody, you speak to that one, to that creator, to God. And if you are aware, then you can understand how deeply it affects your life. Because we used to throw words all around without thinking about the consequences of the words. And because behind each word there is an energy. And
Yes.
when you say something with intention to manipulate, and that intention could be conscious or unconscious, but it is could be a form of manipulation, and that in time creates that effect.
Yes, I agree with this. Words, they contain vibration and frequency, and that has been also proved by Masaru Emoto, which is a big Japanese scientist and also a very wise man who tried to prove that water, little drops of water, while they have been frozen with beautiful words, they became harmonious. And when he tried to speak lower words to the same drop, it was all a kind of non-form. It was so different. So the words, they contain a wonderful power of vibration, and it is important that people should know that you also create through that.
Yes, and about acceptance, you mentioned that when you realize you have to learn how to implement acceptance in your life, that changes dramatically or enormously changes our life and faith, because you start with accepting yourself first of all, and when you do that, you have a huge realization that we all are human and we do mistakes, and you stop judging yourself, you stop judging your past, your parents, relationships, everything. You just accept that.
Yeah, there is a little something that I would like to mention, because many people they ask this question. So if my situation is bad, should I accept it? Well, acceptance doesn't mean that you have to stay into the same frequency without doing anything. There are ways to understand what acceptance is. And Eckhart also mentioned that in his webinars when he said, well, if there is a situation where you can take action and change it, go for it. If there is an a condition into your life that it cannot be changed, like somebody who's passing away or somebody who doesn't love you anymore and leaves you, what is the most insane path that you can take? The non-acceptance and suffering. So he says that is insane to resist to something that you cannot change. And people often, they just feel so much pain when somebody leaves the body and goes back home. I mean, for me, it's just the soul going into another dimension, and it's I just lost the fear of death. And this virus or whatever it is gave me this confirmation of I'm really not afraid of this. And I guess that fear is the biggest tool that somebody can be manipulated with, and I don't believe in that. But turning to what I was talking is that if there is something that you cannot change, just accept it as it is. Just open to this moment. There is nothing else. I've been there. I was like, each and every time I go in the future, these days, I realize that I only have 2,000 euro left, and I don't know if my shop will ever open again, and I don't know what am I going to do, what am I going to eat. And when I go there and I go entangled into this hypnotic thought, my vibration goes down, and that is a sign that I have been identified with the thought. So I go there. At the root of it, I just eradicate the thought. I realize that is the thought that is causing me that, what am I going to do? That fear. And this is the state, the permanent state in which people are living. So sometimes I fall down because I'm still human. I'm still in this duality, and I'm still oscillating through dimensions. So I have realized that if I go in that reality that doesn't exist into a future that doesn't exist, I just go entangled and I suffer because I'm afraid of what am I going to do. But if I stay in this moment, I can see that I still have this 2,000 euros. I still have food. So this is what I have to focus on, the present moment. But I accept the situation as it is. And that's it. I'm learning from my little falling into that dimension. So as you said, through cause and effect. I thought about that, I had that effect. So I'm learning, and I know that if I don't believe in the thought, and if I don't get identified with the thought, I'm free.
Yeah. So knowing that, we can make a change at least in ourselves and apply the law of attraction and focus on positive things. And do what we can do to change. If we are not happy with the state we are, if we can do something to change that, we do that, and that will get out of that negative place. Yeah, I wanted to ask you who were your teachers, and what confessions or philosophies you were following up to now.
Well, when I first started, I didn't have a master or a guru. I still don't have. I am a very free soul. I have never loved to be told what to do. So I had to pay for my own, for the things I chose to do. But the master of my soul that I just feel inside, and that when I just spell his name gives me this emotion, is Jesus. And his teachings are timeless, like everybody else's teachings. And when I went to India, I could feel other masters' vibrations. I've been in the ashrams of the Indians avatars, they have their own grave in there. So the body that they have left still, in that body still flows the vibration of that master, like Ramana Maharshi, for example, or Sri Aurobindo and his soulmate, the mother. They have been building a city, an eco city in Auroville, and I had this privilege to go there and to touch their grave and to feel their vibration and their love. And Sri Satya Sai Baba, I was there and I was just touching that grave. He is an avatar who was able of materializing this powder. It's called Vibhuti with his hand. So he was just doing this with his hand. There are his videos on YouTube. You can go there to see. And it was a kind of healing powder that he was materializing with the hand. And when the scientists came and they wanted to see with a microscope, what they have found was over their head, over their capacity of understanding, because what they found in there was the stars powder. It was comparison to the powder of the stars, which is the same component that we have in our bones. So he was materializing this, and at the beginning I didn't believe in this, and then he came into my dreams, and it's a very long story. I will publish it, I promise. And then I had this encounter with this enlightened woman. Her name is Shiva Shakti Amayar, and I met her in Tirunvamalai in India, very close to Arunachala's mountain. And that was it was very powerful, and it healed me from inside, and that opened the space for me to have the opportunity to heal myself and others, because I saw that I have that power, and we all have it. We have the power to make ourselves sick, and we have the same power to heal our body, because it's the body mirrors what you have in your mind. This is why a lot of people are dying, because what is killing them is not basically the virus, it's the fear that precedes that.
Yeah, I agree with you. And Flory, you started a YouTube channel, and also you mentioned in your 90-day video journey within the SFM platform that you are going to share with the world your knowledges on spirituality, and this is your mission. How do you want, would you like to talk about that, please?
Yes, well, the YouTube channel started when also I had a prayer, my prayer, and all the prayers I've always answered. And I was praying like, please show me what to do. And I wanted to talk to people. I always had this vision, and I see myself with this mic and speaking in front of people, and I love hugging people. And I suffered a lot these days because I didn't have the chance to embrace people, to hug them, because they are afraid, you know. But I understand their state of mind. I understand their level of consciousness. I understand that they are afraid. So I feel empathy for them and compassion. But a kid came into my shop, and he saw my book, which is not mine. I'm just a co-author. And he was like, wow, you're famous. And I was like, no, I'm not famous. You should do a YouTube channel. Ding! And I was like, oh my God, this is how I can do this. The same day, I started to call some friends, because I had no idea on how to reserve a airplane ticket. I didn't know what technology was. I didn't have a laptop, and I opened this YouTube channel, and I see how many steps forwards I've done, and I'm still trying to get it better, to enhance each and every quality. But I'm doing my steps forward, and I truly believe in the way the Spirit is guiding me, as I can see right now that I can do it, and I know I can do it. So each and every little step that sometimes I fall, and then I have to come up again and to see where is the error, why did I done it, how can I improve it, and through this YouTube channel, I would like to bring more people into awareness and to spread this love, because in this period of the biggest era of transition of this humanity, we need to vibrate high. This is the way we contribute to this planet, because what planet needs right now is more light than ever, because right now is this conflict between darkness and light. So we need to vibrate high. So this is the way that I would like to spread the love and awareness, because when you are aware, when you know who you are, you know who the other one is, and there would be no war, there would be no hatred, no separation. We are just the same light. Yeah.
Yes, and also I would like to mention, by the way, that you visualize yourself speaking in front of thousands of people. So now, actually, with this opportunity to use the internet and YouTube channel, you can reach to that space. Yeah, you I think there is limitless you can offer, you can create and manifest yourself. And we are so unique and different, but something is we have all in common. We want to, um, of course, if you are aware and awakened about who you are and why you are on this planet, and you start realizing that your fulfillment and happiness is coming into your being only you when you do something in service with servitude, when you serve other people, you offer solutions in that unique way you are designed by creator.
Yeah.
Yes.
When I went, now that you were talking about serving others, when I first entered into Sai Baba's ashram in Puttaparthi in India for the Shivaratri celebration, I remember that I saw this huge kind of lamps. They were huge with written serve all, love all, serve all, love all, serve all. I had chills over my body. And it now, this, I just feel inside that this is what I came here for. So if I have to leave my body today and to turn back home, I would go back happy, because at least I've done something that I really felt I did it right. But I'm at the beginning of my mission. So SFM gave me this opportunity. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here, because I prayed so much. I remember that I was on my balcony and I was doing my full moon ritual and new moon ritual. And I was like, I'm new. Breathing in, breathing out. I am new. I open myself to new things, to new energy, to the flow, abundance, happiness, compassion, all that feminine, great stuff. And I prayed and I said, I know that I have to do this. Just please show me how to do it. And I promise that I will. Just show me, give me something. I don't know where to start. I felt a little lost. And every time I remember, I just feel emotions. But then I saw Patrick's ad on YouTube and I was so skeptical. And then I just felt like I need to click there. So I clicked there, and then Stuart appeared, and then I was like, okay, that can be it. And then I started to have the synchronicities of angelic numbers, like 234, 234. And I was studying numerology years ago, and I knew that they were, this masters and the spirit and the angels and all those beautiful entities were guiding me, were telling me, this is the right path. You are on the right path. You should stay here. And I had so many challenges. I didn't even have a laptop, but I truly knew inside that this could be that bridge that can bring me to the other side, so I can, make my voice be heard in the world. Yeah. I'm so happy I did it. And yeah. I will start to be an affiliate also for the SFM. As for right now, I'm just starting to promote my own brand, my spiritual healing programs, my spiritual webinars, e-courses. I'm writing my ebook, and I'm doing my best, but I have a lot of things to learn, and I learned something and a lot from you. So I really would like to thank you for what you have given to me today. It's very important for me. And this beautiful feminine energy, this changing of energy is like, giving and receiving become one, and it's beautiful. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Flory. In the past, I had an issue. It was, I don't know why, maybe culturally or historically, but we women used to envy, to have kind of sense of, to envy each other. It was not so easy for women to find friendship, pure and connected friendship. It's something like always is behind, consciousness when you compare to each other.
I've been there too. We all needed to be there, because that is the third dimension. But I humbly believe that this has to do with masculine and feminine energies, which are, the yin and yang. And the true feminine energy has no place for envy and separation. When I could call it, I don't know, womanhood, Is that it exists? Okay, so when women come together and they build this feminine energy, is very powerful. It's much more powerful than 1 million women flowing in their masculine energy, because when you are flowing in your masculine feminine, you are not into your true power. Your true power is the feminine energy, is the sacred fires, that feminine energy that runs through you, that is guiding you, is the intuition, is the Holy Spirit, is this is the feminine energy. And uh, I've been living as a male. I was a woman outside and a man inside, because I've been raised into a very distorted way in Romania, and we have been educated at school to believe into a God who is punishing you and is out of you and is somewhere over the clouds with his beard trying to punish you as soon as you get there, or at hell or whatever. So we have been erroneously guided into a very distorted kind of religion. But as Eckhart Tolle said, and I really, really share this, and I really agree with this, that religion can open the door to self-realization or can close it. But many times it really closes it, because it's very limited and creates separation. And a lot of wars have been done in the name of God. So I just have no religion. I am love and light, and I do not label myself as Catholic or whatever, Orthodox, or I just am a soul into a body, and I have a mission, and that's it.
Yes, and that's true, that God is love, and love is God, and, you know.
And you are that, because you are an extension of that. So there is one consciousness manifested in milliards and billions of forms, and it's the same consciousness. So it's like we are each other. I'm looking at you and I see the beauty I have inside. I see it in yourself. So imagine how this could be if everyone should live like this. This is a beautiful message that also John Lennon said into his song Imagine. He pointed to that because he was awake. He knew that this is why they killed him, but this is another speech, another time.
I wanted to say about the women, because, you know, in our essence, we want love. You know, we want to accept love. And when we come from this place of being, you know, wanting and having this, it's like you are not enough, and you try to manipulate, to control, to take that love from outside. And I think this is a problem for majority of women who are not happy with themselves, and they think that a man or something else or things will bring them happiness and satisfaction. And it's such an illusion. When you try to identify yourself with your feminine energy and with nature, with God, practicing spiritual practices, meditation, living in present, in the present moment, it's such a beautiful feeling, because you start experiencing that feeling of love, and you get connected with God, with your soul, with God, and you get fulfilled, and you don't need anybody else.
Yeah, amen. Yes, that can be translated into my humble vision like a complete woman. When she knows that she is complete and she chooses the man, not because he needs him, but because she loves him. And when you realize that through a period of loneliness, through a period of self-inquiry, and to know who you are, when you know yourself as being complete, you won't chase something external to bring it in you, because you know that this is from from within that comes the joy, the happiness, the pleasure. Everything comes from there. Sometimes you can get pleasure and little joyful moments from external things, but they don't last. So it's very ephemeral. If you really want something that is the only true joy, you will find it internally. So you won't need to manipulate. I've been there. To control. I've done this. To try to change others because you want them as you want them to be. And this is a very egoic way of living. And I was living like this. And I have been manipulated, man. And I had, I think, the biggest ego ever because I just thought that this is the way I'm strong. Well, I was in my masculine energy because that is the masculine part. And when a woman behaves like this with a male, it just cuts his wings because that man, he doesn't feel as a man. Men are just wonderful. I've been in conflict with the masculine part because I've been sexually abused, and that caused into my subconscious mind a kind of conflict with the male because I thought that all men are the same. They only want that thing, and they only want sex, and they only want that. So I had to cleanse a lot of that old beliefs and to open myself to the beauty of the masculine energy. Masculine is wonderful. They just want to love you. They also are looking for love. Everybody's looking for love. There are different expressions for people who are looking for love, and they are doing, we can label them bad or distorted things, but because they are living in fear, what they really want is love, but they don't know where to go to get it. They are looking it outside. They don't know that it's inside of them. So we also want that. We are searching for love, and when we live like in a sleepy way, we try to control. When we try to do a lot of things that, you know, there is a time to anything, but when you awake to this feminine energy, you realize that everything that you've done before is no longer necessary. So it's wonderful how universe works on this, because I've done a lot of mistakes with men. I just made a lot of work on forgiving myself and to liberate them for what I've done to them, because I've caused a lot of sufferance to this man, and they were just, you know, what they were. But when I start to to spend a lot of time alone, and to, as you told me, that you really started to vision and to see what you really wanted, I was like writing down. I like writing down. So I started to write that I would like a man, an awakened, high quality man. This is a label that I give. An awakened, high quality man, which means a high quality man is a man that is aware of who he is. So if he knows who he is, he knows who I am. So he sees himself in me. He would never hurt me. He will never use my weakness to hurt me, or my vulnerability to hurt me, but to grow together. So I was writing down, I would like a man who would be a Leo, just I am, a fire sign. I would like a generous man. I would like a musician. And after 2 or 3 months, I met this beautiful soul. And when I just saw his face, because in my meditation, I was seeing this man with this beautiful face with blue eyes. I have never had a man with blue eyes. And this bear and the mouth, and he was dressing white. And I met this handpan player. He was playing in the middle of the street, and I was like, when he looked at me, I was like, oh my God, what is this? I saw the face I was seeing in my meditations. Maybe he won't believe it, but he did, because I told him. And then he told me his name, and then we started talking, and then he told me that he's a Leo, and then he told me that he had an awakening during his spiritual journey to the jungle in Amazonia. And I was like, oh! So it really works. It really works, but it works as a woman when you make space for the new energy to come to you. When you already just, as a woman, you just start to dissolve the old pain to not bring, into the next relationship, the old wounds. So I just wish for every man for every woman to attract the soul that they really wish to have with them.
And there is no place of jealousy, or because when you don't have or you don't realize your self-worth, you are jealous, because you feel you are not enough, you are not good enough, and that brings you to jealousy, I guess. But if you are self-sufficient and happy with yourself and you respect yourself, then you give total freedom to your partner, and you say yes.
Yeah. I agree. I totally agree with this. I think that jealousy has the true root of jealousy is fear, because you are jealous because you are afraid of losing that man, and that could be a very old wound, a wound that it's still in you, that can have origin into different lives, previous lives, or in childhood. Because when you are not afraid of losing that man, you are not jealous if he is talking with other men or women or whatever it is. But jealousy has the root of fear. There is fear in there, fear of abandonment, fear of not being good enough. Yeah.
Wonderful. I wanted to ask, because I want to touch the SFM impact in everything we are doing, because we are both got into that space. We were looking for a solution to our needs, to express ourselves, and by doing that, have an impact in the world, and also have an income, because we all have to pay the bills. And
and it should be a very beautiful income, because you're doing what you love, and this is what people should do. It's not something that you do, it's something that you become, because you remember your passion, and you finally find somebody who is opening the gates for your passion to be, manifested in the world. If you like to take pictures, if you're a good photographer, if you like singing, if you like giving top yoga teachers or talks like me, I could speak forever, as you can see. I could speak forever. I have a flow of energy in my body. My back part is all vibrating like this. So this gave me the opportunity to be myself, to talk from a place of, authenticity, myself. I'm still in pajamas. I mean, I'm just myself. I love being like this. And I have the opportunity to make, to give bigger voice to this message. And I like this. I know that there are so many talented people that are suffering so much into that, believing that thought, I can do it. This is impossible. I love singing, but I'm 30 right now. I have 2 kids. What is going to do? What am I going to do? What is going to happen with me? This is all the narrative in the mind. But if you know that you have that passion, you find an ad, or as I found an ad, and you just go for it. Even if at the beginning you'll be skeptical, because it's normal. We are still humans. We still have emotions. We still have ideas that we are identifying with. There are a lot of erroneous concept into our minds, but if you are letting yourself be guided by that passion will become your most desire. You will know that you will lose interest in something else, because I have to talk from my point of view, because this is what happened to me. I lost interest in everything else, and I start to focus on this. I went through the modules. It has been easy? No, it wasn't. I was there and I was committed to it, and I've been a lot of, obstacles, and now when I'm looking back, the one who didn't know how to reserve the airplane ticket, now I'm doing a lot of stuff, and I'm doing, step by step, and I know what my mission is, and this is what Eckhart says about the inner and the outer purpose. Because when the inner purpose is there, when you awaken to your true self, you will know what your outer purpose is. You will know. The first step is just to come to yourself, to just breathe out, to release. In my humble opinion, healing is not adding pills or whatever. It's just taking off, peeling off all that you are not in order for what you are to shine again. This is how I live. And when you just peel off all those ideas that the society put into your head, then you come to yourself, and from that place you will know what you love to do the most. So that will give you the opportunity to work from home, to have much more free time with your kids, with your family, to go and work 2-3 hours a day, 4 hours a day, whatever it is, but you're doing something that you love, and that is passion, is not working. So this is my perspective. I hope it will be everyone's perspective in a short time.
Yes, you know, the end, the money is the form of energy, and you get back this energy as a form of recognition if you do something which solve people's problems. So your work, your talent, your unique manifestation is so welcome into this world if you will realize what is our uniqueness and talent and gift, and we can put that in a form, give it a space, a shape, which people will benefit from that. Can you imagine how harmonious world can it be? Because we are
Imagine all the people. No, that would be great. But there is a beginning of the new earth. This is the beginning of the new earth. What we are living right now is the beginning of the new earth. There are a lot of people. I mean, I can say there are a lot of souls coming right now. These are crystal kids, rainbow kids, DNA, all the information. So their mission is just to shine, just your presence. You never know who you are meeting into your audibles when you go out, and the world is changing. You know, the universe has our back, but we need to do our work. This is what I feel to say right now. We need to take action. Nothing happens if you really want to change your life, but you keep doing the same things. I mean, Netflix and popcorn and beer will never change your life. You need to take action to do this. And even if you are afraid, that fear is the main point that you will want to transmute it into something that is part of you. It is part of you. Fear can be constructive when you know that this is what you want to do. It is normal. Changing, every change brings you into an unknown zone. You don't know how to react because you have been used to have that certainty. And when the universe takes off everything from you, who you are you there? Then you have no way out. You have to go in. So the only way out is the way in. So that is what is happening there. So this is the right moment to stay home and to take the computer and to find a solution to something like, I would like more time. What can I do? Just ask yourself a damn question. Just ask yourself, just take action, just do something. Don't be stagnant like this. You know, when you are stagnant, the energy doesn't flow. So it's still, everything that I'm saying points to the same stuff. It's all there. So I have to charge my laptop. My battery is off. Oh, I love this. I just love this. I could stay here forever talking about this. I just feel this super energy running through my body. I will need some half hour of, you know, just staying, because I feel like I could do anything. I have a lot of energy. After you, I will go and shoot another video on YouTube, the first English video ever. Yeah, I will do it.
We have to stop victimizing ourselves and blaming all the circumstances outside, because It's comfortable to take the role of victim and just expect something to change to make your life happier, maybe, you know, and this way you want to control and manipulate, but it doesn't work that way. Government or parents or employer, it's, you know, we used to blame, but now I think when you say go inwards, it's case to take responsibility. Yeah, accept that, see what it is, say yes, and now what? Now we have to take responsibility of our life, of our closest people. We have to take care about and learn new skills. Yes.
Yes.
And it is possible now more than ever. We have everything we need. We have even free resources. Of course, using free resources without a mentor, that will take long time to realize, maybe to reach to your goal or have an income, a full-time income. But also there are platforms and education and mentors who can help you to reach that you know, to your goals to quicker and with not so much pain and mistakes.
Yeah, I've been learning a lot from people like Justin Wolf, for example, Stuart and Jay, and even JJ. I was through the visionary call with JJ. I love that man because it's very emotional every time. And all the stuff in SFM, each and every time I was lonely in the night and I wanted to, you know, just to post something, to speak with somebody in this community, I have always get supported. And in the loyalty team, the chat bubble over there, each and every time I was asking for something, everybody was there. Please tell us if you need something else. They love to serve us. They love to help us to go further, and because they know what we are getting through because they've been there. So as an SFM member, I am very, very grateful to each and every one of them because they have contributed to my education. And Sandra, oh, I love her. She's part of she had contributed to this goal, and I will never forget this. I always pray for her. She's wonderful. And for everybody in SFM, I just found like family. I love them.
Sandra is lovely. I know, she helped me also. So now I think we have to end.
Where the final word is, ask yourself, what are you passionate about? Ask yourself, what is that makes your heart sing? What is that you love to do? SFM gave me that. So if it gave me this to me, it can give it to you. It's just trying. And if it doesn't resonate with you, at least you have tried. But I just tried and I stayed because it resonated fully with me. And I have just received the bridge that will help me to, you know, bring me forward. So for the people, I just wish for them openness and awareness, because you cannot know what you like to do when you don't go inwards. So you need to be, you know, more open-minded, more open-hearted, to just go there and ask yourself, is this more in life than this? Nobody came in this earth to pay bills, to, you know, make other people's dream come true, and just suffering and complaining and staying in lockdown and going out with fear into their body. Nobody came in this earth for this. Spirit will never do this to his kids, if we have to talk in a Christian way, right? You would never do this to your kids. So just as an analogy, we come here to fulfill our fullest potential, to just live freely and happily a beautiful life. It is possible. It doesn't matter how old are you. It doesn't matter what your passion is. Just find out what that passion is and give voice to it. Just try it, take action. This is what I really want to tell them with all my love and heart.
Thank you. You're wonderful.
You too are.
So if you reached to this point and you enjoyed our discussion, please like the video, comment, engage with us, leave feedback, share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe. I will leave the links to Flory's YouTube channel and Facebook page and group, and please connect with us, and we wish you all the best, and find the way to your happiness.
All the best to everyone.
Bye.